Crushing the meta.
Big welcome to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta. Today we're here with another episode on the set break for the Destructive Roar. Of course, for this video we're talking about Spike Brothers. So if you haven't seen my last video, go and watch that. I will put the link in the description section below for you guys. And in that video I also talked about the support that all of the clans are getting, the amount of cards, different cards. In this set, Spike Brothers will get 22 cards, being one SVR or VR. We're talking about the differences, so just different cards. 2 triple rares, 3 double rares, 6 rares, 11 commons, and from that we'll have to make a deck for standard. We're also getting some promos, which we talked about in the last video, and that was Fierce Leader Zachary's. And the cards that we have got, so this is just a recap of last video. If you haven't seen that yet, we got Wonderboy, Braki, and Juggernaut Maximum, which both of them almost have the same skill. Braki and Maximum has the same skill. Wonderboy has also a bonus skill, which is very interesting how they made these to be able to like recycle themselves and just fill up your soul. So most of them could be a 4-off in your deck. And also we have got some newcomers, and if you really want to know the skills, you could just go and watch the other video. For this video we have the first card, which is this cutie right here. So white tight end, which some people thought it was tiger, but it's tight end. The first thing that I noticed about his name is he has end in his name, which I don't know if there will be something with like bad end and good end, because we have the draggers which are also have the end in their name. The flavor text is just funny on this, because even if the strategy is known, it's fine, it's unstoppable. It's like he's talking about LR8. His skill, when it attacks, if you have 4 or more rare guards, they shouldn't get an extra 10k until the end of battle. It's interesting, it's until the end of battle because of our VR, which I will show you later. But most importantly about this card, it could hit the 18 by itself when it attacks, and that's something that the old Juggernaut couldn't even do. But the old Juggernaut was 11k and he could hit the 16 by himself, and this card could hit the 18. So on a 12k or even a 13k base Vanguard, opponent's Vanguard, you could still hit, and they would have to guard with at least a 10k to stop it. So I think it's pretty nice skill. I don't know how much I would play from him. I'd have to wait and see how the deck would look like, but he's definitely playable in standard. I don't think that this card would see a lot of plays in premium. Maybe if it had Dudley in the card name, then definitely this would be a very good back row attacker with Geronimo, but it doesn't. So next card we want to talk about is another card, which is the new Chirgo. So this is another great zero that we have got. It's a newcomer, so it doesn't have an older art, and it's really nice to have another cheerleader. She has an interesting skill, which is an act on Vanguard. You pay the cost, which is putting this unit into your soul and choosing a card from your drop zone and put that in the bottom of your deck, and then you countercharge 1. So by putting her into your soul, you countercharge 1 and you recycle one of the cards you have in the drop zone. I do love this a lot, like Wonderboy does, she does it too. It's something that Spike Brothers did really need in the past, and now they need it even more with the calling abilities that you have to have the same card names in your deck. It's like mixing Spike Brothers with Murakumo, which I think the Spike Brothers should have a little bit more or better toolbox, as it has the best toolbox in the whole game, because you can just call anything with cards like Picaro or Rising Nova. But I do like this card. I think that it is one of the cards that could see some plays. Me myself, I would not play it in standard or in premium, but let's wait and see. Also, something interesting about these grade zeros, which are not triggers, they have only 10k shield and not 15 like the crits. so you can't really play them for their shield ability. Just a 10k. It's like in premium it's alright, but in standard you need more shield to be able to let's say have the same value as the trigger shields. The next card we have is Mega Trainer. It's really nice to see him back. I don't know if I like the new art. I will wait to see how it looks like in real life. I think it's just a common, and I'm very happy that Mega Trainer is our starter. The reason is that it's, of course, then when you ride on the top of it you draw a card, but I've talked about this in previous videos, and I think that being Mega Trainer how he is, we will definitely use him in the future. I mean, the older Mega Trainer a lot. He could be used in premium and in decks like even 2 years later if the game will progress, because it's just such a good card. And Mega Trainer being back in like just when you ride on the top of him you draw a card is really good for us, because let's say that in the future we get another very good starter, then we could still play that starter and the older Mega Trainer in premium. If like we want to play 4 copies of Mega Trainer, we could still play the new starter because it has another name. So Mega Trainer coming back this early is really nice. I do like that a lot. Nothing else to say about it. The new starters, I like them a lot. Just every clan has them, and when you ride on the top of it you draw a card. It's actually like a soul charge and a free draw, so it's pretty nice. You could get the right units into your hand way early in the game without paying counterblast or something, so yeah, I like it. Next card that we have is Black Panther. Black Panther got back with a very new art, and I do like his new art as well as the older art. The thing that I like about this card is the one is going to the right and the other is going to the left. You can see him holding the ball a different way. If you play rugby or American football, then you know the differences. The one is when he is trying to pass the ball, and the other one is he's holding the ball because he's rushing through. These kind of details, I do like them a lot. But yeah, he has the skill when it attacks. It's you pay the cost and you Soul Blast 1, which is like the older Brackys and the old Juggernauts. And then you can give this unit an extra 5k or 15k. If you gave it a 15k, it will go into the soul at the end of the battle. It's something that I did like, because in the new Spike Brothers mechanic you don't leave an empty Vanguard circle behind you, but this is one of the cards that could see a lot of plays in premium. Of course it doesn't have the charge ability, but it does leave the open Vanguard circle behind it, so you can combine it really well with cards that could only call to open Vanguard circles. It's a 10k, so that's always nice, like he always was. But yeah, I do think that this is one of the cards that could be seen plays in standard and in premium. I'll have to wait to see what the last triple R is of this set, if it's a grade 2. If that's the case, then I don't know if this card would see a lot of plays, but we will wait and see. Next card is Go Merlin. So our perfect guard getting back. Keep your smile, go for it. Nice flavor text as always. She has the ability, of course, to just perfect guard by discarding a card. She could stop anything, and all of your Vanguards or Vanguards, doesn't matter. But the thing about this card is, I like to watch the details. It looks more like the first art, if you look at her outfit, and less than like the newer art, let's say. So the draw PG, what does that mean for premium? Well, it means that you have more space in your grade 1, which means that, let's say you play 2 on 2, or you play just the 4 draws, her being the draw, then actually you can combine Hilliard 8 with Dust, because you have enough space to play both. I mean, for the grade 1s like Tiers, Rogue Raiders, Verdis, you can just play 4 of each, even if you want to, which would be crazy to be able to play 4 Tiers, but you could if you want to. So yeah, that's the benefit of her. And also she is able to stop the Zoa combo in Mega Colony, But when you play against Oracle Think Tank, of course you can't use her when you go against Stillwater. Of course you can't use her when you go against Stillwater Silent Tomb combo, but just the Stillwater attack, or when they have another units on the field that they attack with and they don't have Stillwater, then this card is not that good. So that's the thing in premium. Also, Cunning Brain, we don't really have to cut him because it's such a good card when you play against Gize, when you play against the new triggers, especially in your Hellhard 8 turn. He does make a big difference. So for premium this would be very hard. For standard I think that I will definitely play her, but yeah, let's just wait and see. That card that we have is the new Unit Attacker or Unite Attacker, whatever you want to call him. I always call him Unit Attacker, but he's actually Unite Attacker. His flavor text is all of you I shall push toward the goal line. I think it's a pretty good flavor text when you look at the skill. But before the skill, let's take a look at the art. I think that the new art is just bad. I didn't like it. I like the older art way more. You see him smashing some players right there. You see him holding the ball the crazy way. I've never seen somebody smash somebody with a ball if you play rugby or American football. But you can also see his clothes, you see his skin, which looks way better than the newer art. So yeah, just about the art. And then when you come to the skill, he's like let's say a Dirty Picaro. You soul plus 7, so now we know why we soul charge that much. Look at the 5 cards of the top of your deck and you call up to 5 cards among them to Rearguard Circle. Again, not open Rearguard Circle, so that's very important. Spike Wheelers don't really call anymore to open Rearguard Circle, and also most of them will not leave the field, except Panther he does, but most of them doesn't or don't. But yeah, if you activate that skill, then you put the rest of those cards in the bottom of your deck, and 3 units in your front row get an extra 5k. So let's say that you have like a Juggernaut and Baraki in the top 5 and you want to call these two. You call them, they activate, they gain in 10k by themselves, and you could just give them a free 5k from him. That's just a free 15k. So that's just crazy amazing. This could be a 2-off or even a 3-off in standard, or a 1-off if you want to. In premium, I don't know, you could just make a deck around him because it's an act skill, so you could just use it if you want to, if you have the soul. Yeah, I do like him a lot. I think he does remind me a lot of himself in the past. We didn't use him a lot, but this skill wasn't really that good. He needed to hit and then Persona Blast or Mega Blast, I think it's called. But yeah, I think the Soul 7 is really not that hard to get. But the bad thing that I don't like about this card, it only activates when you write him as a Vanguard. He has the Force Marker, but still, I've seen some of the cards like from Oracle Think Tank Deer, which activates on Vanguard and Rearguard. So I really don't know why this card only activates on Vanguard. But yeah, it is what it is. Next card that we have is one of my favorites, Gyro Slinger. Well, we haven't played this card a lot in the past because it was just a 7k counter blast 1 getting 1k. But for now, this would definitely be a 4-off in standard and maybe even in premium. We'll wait and see. His flavor text is also nice. My ball is about to explode. Well, okay, if you say so. I don't really know if your ball will explode or which ball you're talking about. But when placed, you pay the cost, which is you put 1 card from your hand into the soul. Pretty nice, you fill up your soul, but again, one of the characteristics of Spike Wheelers in the G era, putting cards from your hand into the soul, we see that back, so that's nice. And then you look at the cards from the top of your deck, the same amount of the grade of your Vanguard. So if you have a grade 1 because he activates on Vanguard and Rearguard, you look at the top card. If you have grade 4 because you try to look at the top 4 cards. And then you may call one of them to the Rearguard circle. You put the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order, and then the called unit get an extra 5k. He himself doesn't get the 5k, the extra called unit get the 5k, but I think it's pretty nice because some of the other skills will give him 5k if they call him, and he will be able to get another attacker. So till now we haven't got anything that could call in the battle phase yet, but if we get that, which I think that the last triple rare that we will get, then this card could be combined very well with that. Also, this card could call on the top of another unit. So in standard, this could open up a lot of combos. It costs you just a card from your hand, no counter blast, so it does make that deck even more crazy actually, because it just gives you yet another dimension that we didn't have in the past. Like wherever it's called, it could call on the top of another unit. So I do like that a lot, and it guarantees you a call and giving that unit an extra 5k. So that's very nice. But also the art, I think this is my favorite art of the new Spike Brothers till now. Just him charging in there. If you have seen the anime IG-21, then this does look a lot like it. The next card that we have is the last card but not least, which is of course our VR, General Siegfried. Well, I don't know about this card. I've seen people going crazy, people calling it bad and people calling it good. I do like it a lot. I think that the arts is alright. I like the colors. I wanted to see him in SVR, then I will judge. I would not like to judge him yet. I like the older art, but better than the newer art, yeah. The skill of him is an act. You pay the cost, which is a counter blast of 1. So finally, the first card in Spikes that counter blast this. But something else, his skill is not once per turn, which is something that a friend of mine said when he saw him, a serie from France. He told me, well, D-boy, this skill is not even a once per turn. So the skill is you counter blast 1 and you put one of your regards into your soul, so you do full up your soul again, and you search your deck for up to one card with the same card name as that card, and you call it to the Rhaegar circle. So there is no need to call a new Brachy or a new Juggernaut because they already activated this skill, but there are another cards that you could call them. I don't see you calling a trigger, because why would you? Because you will call the same card name as the card that you have. Will Spike in the future have cards that could copy names? I don't know, but it is possible. But the most important thing is that the unit that you call and he himself, Siegfried, get an extra 10k. And then you shuffle your deck. So let's say that you activate this skill twice, then this guy already got an extra 20k. And you could also put the force marker on your Vanguard, so that's 30k. That would make him a 43 attacker, which is insane. Especially with his own hit effect, which is the second ability. It's an auto ability on Vanguard. Whenever this card hits, you counter blast, or you soul blast too, sorry. And then you stand one of your Rhaegars, and you choose one of your opponent Rhaegars and retire it. So sometimes your opponent doesn't have a perfect guard to stop this card, and if they doesn't, then this card is just going to hit hard. So the pattern will be like you attack first with the Rhaegar, then you attack with the Vanguard. If let's say you attack with the less strong Rhaegar first, then the Vanguard. If they would like to guard your Vanguard attack with like a perfect guard, and you get like critical trigger, you put that on the other Rhaegar, which is stronger, and we know that our field will hit hard. So it's definitely, they can't do anything. They have to guard him, because otherwise they will get another attack going into them and they will lose one of their Rhaegars. But if you use his skill once or twice and you have 1 or 2 force markers on your Vanguard, that's just insanely good. So this is another approach for Spike Brothers. This is a Vanguard that does something by himself. Also, he restands a Rhaegar. Normally he would call a new Rhaegar, but he restands something and retires. Well, I'm a big fan of this card already. I think his skill is perfect and it suits the new Spike Brothers very well. I think the Bushiroad did a great job on all of the arts from Spike Brothers. I like them a lot, and I think that the skills are perfect. But arts and skill, something that I definitely like about the new spikes. So we came to the conclusion now that the cards that we have in the set, of course, are 22, being one SVR. We know that SVR now. We have one triple rare yet to know. All the double rares are known, and of course we have 2 rares left. I think one of them being the Perfect Guard, which I don't know which unit that would be. I think this red shoe, or I don't, red boots, I just can't remember her name. So I think that this unit will get the will be the Perfect Guard. I don't know, we'll wait and see. Another unit that I think that could come back as the last rare is actually Deadly Dan. We haven't seen that yet. Of course we will not see Dark Bringer anymore. I don't think that we will see Jelly Beans this soon. And for the last 5 commons, I think 4 of them are the triggers, of course, being these triggers will come back in a different art. And the last common, I think it will be Goblin Squad, but I don't know. I think that will be fine to, or just interesting to see these crazy bitches come back. But yeah, let's wait and see. Another cards from a different set, but that's where Goyo Slinger also came out. Could also see some reveals, like Dudley Douglas or Medical Manager. I don't know, let's just wait and see. And for the last triple R, I thought that should be the Skydiver, being also our 5th grade 3. I think it should be the Skydiver. If that's the case, then I think that would be the one that calls in the battle phase, but it could also be Reckless Express. I don't think so, because we already got a double rare grade 1, 2 of them, no, 1 of them actually. So it could also be just Mason. If it's Mason, then I'm very happy, because I really want to see Mason back as a triple rare. And Mason coming back this early is just insane, because you can still search him out with Jelly Beans in premium, but that would definitely be a 4-off. The card that will come out as a triple rare is, in my opinion, or I definitely think that's a 4-off. And if it's a grade 3, then it will push Juggernaut out of the picture. If it's not, then it could be just a 4-off Mason, or I don't know. I just wait and see. If it's another art, it could also be a new card. Well, let's wait and see. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. This was D-Boy with the 2nd episode on the reveals for Spike Brothers. Thanks for watching again, and also I'm very happy with the support that this channel is getting. We're getting a lot of support, especially on Facebook, so if you haven't seen that yet, check that out, our Facebook group, and go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and stay for more Crushing the Meta. Thanks guys for watching, till next time.
Crushing the meta.